Are you filming now? Well, where's my glass of champagne? Or margarita or something to put me in the mood. Sumner is here. Sumner, Nebraska. Actually, though, I was born in... It's not on the map. It was just a gas station there, I think, or something of the sort. Maybe a milk station. Born in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a snowstorm. And yes, there was a doctor there. That was my mother's. I was my mother's first child. And of course, I don't remember anything about that, thank God. But anyway, I said my first memories of life was being on my mother's breasts, which I loved. I don't remember that, but my dad did tell me one of the very few things he ever told me about our lives. In order to get me off my mother's breasts, they had to take some soot off of the stove and put on her breasts. Otherwise, I wouldn't leave her alone. I wish I could remember that. Well, I don't know how old I was. They wanted to get me off the breast. Maybe, who knows? My brother was 2 years younger than me. Maybe he was on the way or something. I don't know. I should have asked many, many questions, but my dad never was very informative. He didn't tell us until maybe 2 or 3 years before he died that we had Indian blood in us, for crying out loud. Of course, I look like my dad. And the older I get, the more I look like my dad. And he was a handsome man when he was young, but I don't remember him when he was young. I remember my dad taking my brother and me. She was in the tuberculosis hospital in Kearney, Nebraska, which was a town the size of Yakima, maybe, or maybe even bigger. My dad took my brother and I to see my mother, and but we had to stand outside and talk to her through the window. We couldn't go in the hospital. And I don't know if I remember that, or think I remember that, because I have got pictures somewhere of that particular scene where she's standing in the window looking at us, you know, and talking to us. And I think she gave us some pennies, threw some pennies to us, which probably looked good to us. I've always had this song in my mind about this lady who was lying in this bed in an upstairs bedroom, and I was there with her, and she was singing this song. Two little children, a boy and a girl, sat down by the old church door, their mother in heaven. Oof. I have never done this before. Never, ever, ever. Anyway, enough of that. But I think it was real. I don't think it was a dream. And I remember my dad lifting me up to look in the coffin when we went to the funeral. But I don't remember seeing anything. And on the way home, I was riding with my two cousins, and it was probably their mother or their grandmother or some, anyway. And my cousin my age said, "Lucille must not have thought much of her mother. She didn't even cry." And I started crying like I did now, I guess. And that's about all I remember about my mother. I almost feel like he's buzzing around here somewhere. I never have done this before. I've told this stories many times, And I've never had any urge to cry. Why is that? But it's so clear to me that I was in this room. And it seemed that it was kind of dark in there, and it was an upstairs room. It was one of those old houses in the cities, in Grand Island, in fact. There is a song that goes with it. That the music part of it seems to me like I've heard more than I've heard the words. Two little children, a boy and a girl, sat down by the old church door. Their mother in heaven. I just can't. It seems so crazy because I've sung that song many times. I can't get past that part.